energy. So our control input. So you know our control input is given by the UT. So the control input is given by this UT. So the control energy and the total, how to define or how to calculate the total energy. So the total energy is given by, I define this to be a function. J is it will be an integration. So integration from t equal to 0 to t equal to 6, and it's defined by the square. It's ut square. These are the total control energy that you have applied to the vehicle to move the vehicle from 0 to 1. So now we certainly we don't know what is the control input, but we just know our objective. So we want to determine a set of control input. We want to determine a set of control input so that we can control the vehicle from x equal to 0 to x6 equal to 1, and we also want to minimize our control energy. So now the function is an analog function. We also need to discretize. We also have to discretize this function. So the cost function, is given by t equal to 0 to t equal to 6. So we have this ut square dt. So we can discretize this function. So graphically, it can be represented like this. So assume we have a t and here. So we have this t equal to 0 up to 6. So assume we also have our function. So assume these are the function for ut square. So we know the ut square must be positive. So this function, this state, is actually define the area below the cost function. This state is actually define this area. So we know it's a definition for the definition of the integration. The integration is calculate the area below the function. So we want to discretize the cost function. So we need to choose delta t. So we have to choose delta t. So in this case, for example, we choose delta t to be 2 seconds. So the time domain will be discretized by, so this t equal to 2 seconds, and we have this t equal to 4 seconds, so that's 6 seconds. So we have the delta t equal to 2. So we have the first sampling point will be 0, so the next sampling point will be 2, next time will be 4, the last time will be 6. So we can map this to k. So map this t to k to the discretized index. So this t will map to 0 this one will map to k equal to 1, so this k equal to 0, this k equal to 2, this k equal to 3. So now we may discretize the cost function. So the cost function is approximately equal to, so we know there will be three points, and here. So the first one will be u k equal to 0. So k equal to 0 is u0 square multiplied by the first component, and plus the second line given by this u1 square delta t plus u2 square delta t. So we only got these 3 points. So the delta t is given by 2. So these are given by 2 u0 square plus u1 square plus u2 square. So now we have our problem. So now we have our problem formulation. So the problem is we want to minimize this scalar cost function. This u is given by 2 u0 square plus u1 square plus u2 square. So we want to minimize this one in terms of u1, u2, u3. And we have our initial condition. The initial condition is actually 0 equal to 0 and y0 equal to 0. So the final condition is given by this x3. Remember, it's x3. It's not x2, but for k equals 3, returning to 6 seconds. So the x3 is given by 1, and y3 is given by 0. So we have our problem formulation like this. But from here, you know the problem formulation is still somewhat different from our definition. If you refer to our standard definition, here you can see we want to minimize a scalar function and the inputs and this set of equations constraints. But in this format, you may notice that they are still somewhat different. So to solve that problem, we can use the update equation. So we know our update equation, and here we use our update equation. So from the update equation, so far we are still formulating the problem. We have not solved the problem. So from the update equation, we have this x a plus 1, y a plus 1 is given by. Remember, we already defined delta t equal to 2 seconds. So So this is given by 1 delta t, delta t equal to 2, so 0, 1, xk, ak plus 0, delta t is given by 2, uk. So in this case, we know the k equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. So the 3 corresponding to 6 seconds, this corresponding to 6 seconds, corresponding to 4 seconds, this corresponding to 2 seconds, this corresponding to 0. So we have this update equation. From this update equation, we know we can determine this xk for any k between 0 and 3, because the x0 and the v0 is already known. And from our initial condition, we know x0 equal to 0, v0 equal to 0. So for k equal to 0, we can determine the x1 and the v1. So from t equal to 0, we can determine the dynamics in at t equal to 2 seconds. So the x1 equal to 1 by x0 is 1 multiplied by x0 plus 2 multiplied by v0 plus 0 multiplied by u0. So the x0 is 0 and the v0 is 0. So you know this one is given by 0. So the v1 is given by 0 multiplied by x0, so it's 0 plus 1 multiplied by v0. So the v0 is 0, so this is also 0, plus 2 multiplied by u0. So this is given by 0 multiplied by x0 plus 1 multiplied by v0 plus 2 multiplied by u0. So we know all these are 0. So this is given by 2 u0. So k equal to 1. K equal to 1, we can determine the next point. The next point of dynamics. So the next point is given by this x2. Is given by, so x2 is given by 1 multiplied by x1, so it's 0, plus 2 multiplied by u1, so it's 2 multiplied by v1, plus 0 multiplied by u1, so it's 0. So it's given by, so the v1 is given by 2 u0, so this is given by 4 u0. So the v2 is given by 0 multiplied by x1 plus 1 multiplied by v1, so it's 1 multiplied by v1 plus 2 multiplied by u1. So the v1 is 2u0, so this is given by 2u0 plus 2u1. So for k equal to 2, we can determine the final state at t equal to 6. So we know this will give us the final state, actually given by the final conditions. So the x3 is given by 1 multiplied by x2. So it's 1 multiplied by x2 plus 2 multiplied by v2 plus 0 multiplied by u2. So this given by the x2 given by 4u0. So 4u0 plus 2 multiplied by v2. So 2 multiplied by v2. So this given by 8 u0 plus 4 u1, and we can determine this v3. So v3 is given by 0 multiplied by x2 plus 1 multiplied by v2. So 1 multiplied by v2 plus 2 multiplied by u2. So this given by, this v2 is given by 2u0 plus 2u1 plus 2u2. So we know this corresponding to t equal to the K3 corresponding to t equal to 6 seconds. So t equal to 6 seconds for k equal to 3. Equal to 3. This point. So from our final condition, we know the final position for the vehicle, the x3, will be given by 1. And the velocity at the destination will be 0. So now we may formulate our problem. So we want to minimize our function, so the j in terms of u0, u1, u2. So this given by the control energy. So it's 2u0 square plus u1 square plus u2 square. In terms of u1, u2, and u3. So subject to our condition. So the condition is given by 8 u0 plus 4 u1 minus 1 equal to 0, and 2 u0 plus 2 u1 plus 2 u2 equal to 0. So these are our final problem formulation. So from here, we know that n equal to 3. We have 3 control inputs. And from here, we know we have two constraints. So we have n is greater than m. So from here, we have n greater than m. So we know the problem is solvable. So I think you already know how to solve this problem. So to solve this problem is the knowledge that you learned in the past couple of weeks. So you may construct Hamiltonian. You may construct Hamiltonian to be h given by this j plus lambda f and f1, f2. So you define this lambda to be lambda 1, lambda 2, because we have two constraints at here. So you may set this dH du equal to 0. This will give you three equations. You know this will give you dH du0 equal to 0 with dH du1 equal to 0 and dH du2 equal to 0. So these are three equations, and you have the dH d lambda equal to 0. So this will give you the two constraints. So the f1 equal to 0 and f2 equal to 0. So the f1, f2 are here. So these are our f1. These are our f1. These are our f2. So there are 5 equations. 5 equations, and we totally have 5 unknowns. So you may try to do this by yourself as an access by yourself. Eventually, you will determine the optimal control. So the U0 star will be given by 1/8, and the U1 star will be given by 0, and the U2 star will be given by 1 to minus 1/8. So in this method, this is a standard method to solve this problem. So once you construct the Hamiltonian, you got these 5 equations, you may solve these 5 unknowns. But in this problem, we may solve the optimization problem by another way. So we will discuss a second method to solve the equation. So the problem formulation are the same.
Atas TV tu. Atas TV tu.
So we have the same problem to solve, but from the first equation, from the f1, from this 8 u0 plus 4u1 equal to 1. So we may have u1 equal to minus 2u0 plus a quarter. If we solve u1, so the idea is to solve u1 and u2 in terms of u0 and put into the original cost function. So secondly, we have the second equation. We have second equation of 2u0 plus 2u1 plus 2u2. This equal to 0. So we know this equal to 0. This equal to 0. So we have this 2u0 plus plus 2 times u1. So the u1 is given by minus 2u0 plus 1/4 plus 2u2. So now we have an equation just in terms of u0 and u2, so that we can solve u2. So this is given by this 2u0 is minus 4u0 plus a half plus 2u2. So this is given by minus 2u0 plus a half equal to 2u2. So this equal to 0. So from this we can solve the u2. So the u2 is given by this not equal in the plus 2u2 equal to 0. So we can solve the u2 given by u0 minus a quarter. So we may substitute the u1 and u2 into the original function. So we may substitute u1 and u2 into the cost function. Into cost function j. So we may have this j equal to, so this 2u0 square plus u1 square plus u2 square. So this equal to 2u0 square plus this u1, that's given by minus 2u0 plus a quarter square plus this u2 is u0 minus a quarter square. So now we have the problem. So now the problem is equivalent to a problem like this. So we want to minimize. We want to minimize a scalar function in terms of u0, just of u0, and we minimize this function using u0, and we don't have any additional constraint. So it becomes an unconstrained optimization problem. So to solve this problem, you can just evaluate the necessary condition. So you evaluate this dh du0 equal to 0. So this will, if you calculate the dh du0, also is a dj, let's use dj. dj du0, j is given by here, this equal to, you will got is equal to 24 u0 minus 3. If you calculate the gradient of j in terms of u0, that's this equation, you will have this one is equal to 0. So from this one you can solve this u0 to be 1/8. And by using this equation, you can determine the u1. So u1 is given by this minus 2u0 plus 1/4. So you know this will be 0. And the u2 star given by this u0 minus a quarter. So it's given by minus 1/8. So you got the same solution. So if we plot the input, we plot this t, this u. So for example, I just plot ut in terms of t. So we know from 0 to 2 seconds, the input will be 1/8. So it's corresponding to u0. And from 2 seconds for 4 seconds, the new input will be 0. And from 4 seconds to 6 seconds, this will be given by minus 1/8. So actually the idea is quite similar to that you learn in the control, because it's an optimal control problem. So you can see the first one is to accelerate. This one is to accelerate. So the second part is to keep the velocity, and the third part is to decelerate until the vehicle stop at x equal to 1. Okay, so So it's optimal. Actually, it's optimal control problem. But by using this control, we can minimize the control item
两个本期都在。
and we can fulfill.
我白换一个。I change one to this.
So today we use this example to show how to use